Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak with us. Double honors unto the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, the elders of Great Millstone, and of course, peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, serving in truth and sincerity. So we're coming back with another lesson through Spirit. This lesson going to be based off of the scripture right here, which is John chapter 10 and 1, which reads, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth in by the door is a shepherd of the sheep. Yeah, and of course this is a parable that Yahushua was giving, which means that when you come into the truth, hey, basically when you're walking this path, this righteous path, serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you have to do it exactly how the scriptures tell you to do it. You can't choose to serve the Lord however you want to serve him. In order to serve the Lord, you need to walk through that straight gate. You need to serve him how he said to serve him. You can't take away from the word and add on to the word and, basically add in what you got to do. What the scriptures speaking about becoming born again, which means to put off the old ways and to put on the new ways. Yeah, and the new ways might be, again, the new ways might not be 100% convenient to you, when you first come in. But, hey, that's a battle because, we're in this flesh, we're in this world. But, of course, eventually as time passes on, of course, you'll start to understand why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai made it that way. So this is Matthew chapter 7 and 13. It says, Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Yeah, and what? It says, Enter ye at the straight gate. And when you get the word for straight, it means narrow. It's so meaning the path unto the kingdom of heaven is a straight, narrow path. It's a very narrow path, and not everyone can pass through that narrow path. Nor to make onto the kingdom of heaven, it's not easy. Why? Because it says, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Yeah, because you have this whole world right in front of you. You got Babylon and Great America right in front of you. You got, basically just this world, man, right in front of your face with all these distractions. And it's easy to not want to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and to want to serve and literally just, live it up in the world and, not even pay the Lord no mind. Why? Because Satan is ruling. But of course, we understand that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to put the Spirit in his elect. Of course, to serve him, to be disgusted by Babylon and Great and by this world. And to focus on him. That's the Spirit that the Lord's going to give his elect. Of course, that's what his brothers hope to be a part of. And, of course, for you sisters out there. So, again, it says, Matthew 7 and 13, Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And that's how the Lord set it up. The Lord didn't make us, the Lord isn't going to make it super easy to enter into the kingdom of heaven. To be saved, to receive salvation when Yahushua comes back, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. The Lord's going to make it difficult, inconvenient to serve him. So the Lord set up the gate, the pathway onto the kingdom of heaven, as a very narrow path. Meaning what? That there's conditions, there's requirements that you need to follow. And again, not everyone wants to follow them requirements in the conditions that the Lord has set up. Not every Israelite wants to do that. So that's why there's a 2/3, and there's the wicked, of course, of our people that the Lord will destroy. There's a 2/3 of the nation Israel that the Lord will destroy within America. So again, it says Matthew 7:14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Yeah, what some of the conditions, of course, in order to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai is what we have to keep the law, statutes, commandments. Of course, we have to be in this ministry doing the work. Of course, us prophets, we got to push out this word. We got to feed his sheep. We got to go out there on the highways and byways. We got to upload these lessons. We got to give alms. We got to do all that. We got to love our brothers as we love ourselves. We got to be charitable. Not every Israelite can do that. Simply keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. That's not, in most Jake, man, that's not in their best interest. They enjoy eating pork and committing adultery and doing whatever, just breaking the dietary law. They enjoy stealing, robbing, killing. That's what they enjoy. They will hate to get involved within the word. But that's okay, because it wasn't given unto them. So getting 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and 1, it says, and when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, O my power. Then he said unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be great, or that it might be deep and great. But the case, the narrow, or it says, but put the case, the entrance were narrow, like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come to the broad? There's another thing, or says there's also another thing, a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Yeah, and going to the point of, again, that straight gate. If you don't pass through that narrow path, in order to make it onto the kingdom of heaven, if we don't pass through the tests and the temptations that the Lord has, basically, for those who want to pass through that straight gate, why would they, deserve the kingdom of heaven? In order to get to the kingdom of heaven, you got to go through that purification. You're going to have to be tried like gold in the fire. And that's what the Lord's going to do to his elect. Try them as gold is tried in the fire. Why? Because, again, right now, we're literally preparing ourselves, of course, for us brothers, of course, we sisters out there in this truth. We're preparing ourselves for the kingdom of heaven. Become a holy. The scriptures say, be ye perfect. And doing everything the Lord said to do, we do it. And, of course, that's preparing us for the kingdom of heaven. The Lord's not going to take no wicked, sinning Jake. He's just living his life completely after sin, 100%. I mean, why would the Lord have need for an individual like that? None. The Lord's looking for those who are seeking to be holy, who are purifying themselves, who are seeking to become perfect. To please the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai. That's who the Lord is seeking for. So it says, and there's also, so verse 6, 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and 6, there's also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Yeah, and that city, is the kingdom of heaven. And it says, and it's full of all good things, because the kingdom of heaven will be perfect. Verse 7, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. And that's how it is. This path, to the kingdom of heaven, this path to receiving salvation, is a very narrow path. That's why, again, the scriptures say, broad is a gate that leadeth to destruction. That's why most of the world, the majority of the people, man, on this earth, they're obviously not after, actually serving the Lord, doing what the Lord actually says to do according to the Bible. Not according to man's doctrine, according to the, what the scriptures command us in order to, basically to serve the Lord. You got some individuals who claim that they serve the Lord, of course, but they're, they're basically completely, they're straight up hypocrites. They're not actually reading the scripture and actually looking inside what's in the scriptures. They're simply just looking, listening to their false pastor or so-called pastor, and just taking his word. And then you got others who are completely not even after seeking the Lord, for, of course, our people, the Israelites. So that's how small this pathway is onto the kingdom of heaven. Because, again, not everyone wants to take on that yoke, right? Not everyone wants to keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of their ability. Even though the law is good, the law leads onto life. Keeping the law actually benefits you. But, a lot of Jake, looks at the law as if it's a burden. So they choose instead to be wicked, to live a life fully after sin and pleasing their flesh. So it says, verse 9, 2 Ezra chapter 7 and 9, if the city now were given unto the man, or unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Yeah, because, again, it's in order to receive the kingdom of heaven, the Lord is only looking for those who will actually keep it, do his will. The Lord isn't going to give the kingdom of heaven out to onto anyone, of course, on the first go around, the elect of the nation of Israel. The Lord's going to give the kingdom of heaven unto the elect of the nation of Israel. And yeah, all Israel will be saved at the end, but the 2/3 will have to die on this side. The 2/3 of the nation of Israel will have to die on this side. And once they come back in the kingdom of heaven, under the seat of the elect, they're going to be ashamed. The scriptures speak about them being ashamed. So yeah, and of course, they're going to have to die a grievous death on this side for the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, whether being in Jacob's trouble or be by that nuclear fire that will hit, Babylon the Great, which is America. It says verse 11 or verse 10, and I said, it is so, Lord. And then he said unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Yep, exactly. So it says Deuteronomy 5 and 32, or the side of verse 31. But as for thee, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they might do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Yup. So what? We have, of course, commandments, law, statute, commandments that we got to keep. Of course, we can't keep every single law, statute, statute, commandment within society, because again, we're in this captivity. Of course, we can't keep the Sabbath every week, 100%, Because what, we got jobs, we got work. And, it's not like we can... Again, it's simply some things that we can't do, but it's a lot of things that we can do. We don't have to commit adultery, steal, kill. We don't have to break the dietary law. We can keep the dietary law. The Lord makes that real accessible. We're able to do what the Lord said to do in, concerning this ministry. Being in the truth, feeding the sheep. Hey, we're able to do that. Keep the holy days to the best of our ability. We're able to do that. Deuteronomy chapter 5 and 32, ye shall observe to do, therefore, as the Lord Yahweh, that your power hath commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Yeah, so keeping that plain and doing just what the Lord said to do, man. Basically not trying to add on to the word or to take away from it. Basically choosing what you want to do so that again, you can please your flesh. Because if you're in that spirit, hey, then you're wicked and the Lord's going to deal with you. So verse 33, you shall walk in all the ways which the Lord Yahweh your power hath commanded you, that you may live, and that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess. Yeah, and again, the law, statute, commandments, doing the Lord's will, hey, it's of course, it's good, right? It's beneficial. And of course, yeah, we're going to catch hell being in the society, being in this captivity. But at the end of the day, man, this word leads on to life. Doing what the Lord said to do leads on to life, man. And what? Ultimately, receiving the kingdom of heaven, which is that real life, because this life we're living is not, really life. We're living in death right now. But of course, doing what the Lord said to do will ultimately lead onto the kingdom of heaven, which is that true life, right? But yeah, I believe that's the point. Lord's really blessed that they're edified. Just a quick lesson. You can't, when we come into the truth, we got to do what the Lord said to do. We can't come up no other way, because we got a lot of jakes claiming that, basically that they serve the Lord, but they're not doing His will. They might be doing some things, but a lot of the things they choose not to do it for whatever reason. But the Lord's going to deal with them, and the Lord's only looking for those who are 100% sincere. Of course, keeping His will, or doing His will, and again, are sincere. So, Lord's way, you brothers out there edified, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, V'Shem HaKadosh, Brakathum, Shalom.